All right, we're recording.
Hey, you gotta be honest.
All right. Let's scoot a little bit to your, that way. Excellent. Put your, there you go. That's a little better. Okay. I don't know how many times it's going to take.
Mm-hmm. You've got 8 words.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. All right. All right, everyone. All right, we got to start over. All right, everyone. Nah, it's horrible. What's an opening? Come on, dude. Help me out. All right, I'm with Ben today. He just finished up his second hike of the Appalachian Trail. It runs from Maine to Georgia, Georgia to Maine. Ben's done the Bibblemun. He's done the West Highland Way. He's done the Pacific Crest Trail, the Colorado Trail, the Pembroke. That's in Wales. What other trails have you done?
Cape to Cape.
Where's that?
Western Australia.
Any other ones?
Not off the top of my head.
How many miles do you think you've done walking?
Between 8,000 and 9,000, somewhere in there.
And you just finished up yesterday on your Appalachian Trail. Which way did you go?
I went south.
And what's the difference between going northbound and southbound? Is there a simple way to explain it to us?
Yeah. North is the traditional way. It makes the most sense. You start in spring and you follow spring and you get up. You start on like nice rolling hills and nice mountains, and you finish in the big dramatic whites and Maine, and it's all very difficult and challenging and beautiful up there, but it makes a nice kind of progression up, and it's great. And you finish on Katahdin and it's wonderful. You go south, you start with all the big stuff. It's difficult from the beginning. There's fewer people. You're walking towards less exciting views but easier terrain. But I don't know. I liked it more south, I think.
All right. So to sum up, going southbound, you start with the hard stuff.
Yeah.
Scenery's beautiful.
Yeah.
And a lot less people.
Yeah.
And when you end in Georgia, it's not quite that dramatic. Is that correct?
Springer sucks.
All right. Northbound, you head with the crowd. You go with the good weather.
Mm-hmm.
And you end at the big, beautiful mountain.
Yeah. Great finish.
All right. So you just finished up. The year's 2017. You hiked it in 2003. Is there any difference between 2003 to 2017? That's a big gap there.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people.
A lot more people.
A lot more people.
All right.
2003 was getting to be pretty busy because the Bryson book came out, but now it's crazy.
Do you have a number about how many are doing it these years?
I can make up a number.
Okay, go ahead and do a general number. Is it 5,000 people? Is it that many going through?
It's that kind of number.
Okay, it's crazy. 2003 was on 2,500.
Yeah,
something like that.
Kind of number. So it's it's not quite doubled, but it's 50% more probably, I guess.
All right, since you've done it twice, do you have logistics that you could help us out with, that for the newbie or even the expert, that you could just suggest to us? Maybe food, resupply, that kind of stuff, water.
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
you're welcome to pass this question if you just don't want to touch it.
I mean, yeah, people get hung up on the logistics sometimes, but it's actually pretty simple. You can do all the clever mailing ahead boxes of stuff and planning everything to the nth degree, but that probably isn't worth it for most people, and a lot of people who start out mailing boxes realize it's not worth it. So if you just walk and buy supplies on the way and make travel plans on the way in terms of where you're going to stop, that works fine for almost everybody. Right. And these days, one of the big differences from 03 to 17 is that every single town, pretty much, you can get a full resupply. So when we hiked in 03 in Monson, there was no resupply, so we sent ourselves a box ahead of the wilderness. Now
that's the 100-mile wilderness, okay.
Yeah, and now there's 3 places with full resupply.
So Monson's a great place to resupply.
But everywhere
in 2017. Oh, yeah. The whole trail you're saying is easy to resupply.
Yeah, there's more hostels, there's more businesses geared up to help you out. There's lists of shuttles and trail angels to help you out.
And even Uber these days can...
People Ubered in New York apparently because of the no hitching law, but I didn't try that.
And what, as far as technology, we talked about the Uber. Is there any other technology or logistics things you can briefly tell us about? Or
yeah, well, phones are amazing.
Do you have
and that's a big change.
Do you have range pretty much if you have a good service provider the whole trail?
So now the trick which I didn't follow is to have Verizon.
Currently, yep.
Yeah, in the whole AT section, you get much better coverage than anything else. But apparently it's not compatible with my UK phone, so I don't have Verizon, so I had pretty sucky service. But phones are amazing because a lot of the people I saw this time, they used their phone as their primary camera. It's much more flexible for entertainment. Everyone's podcasting, like listening to podcasts and audiobooks and everything, and that's good because you don't have to listen to nature because nature's stupid. You got some great apps. Some people, the Guthook app is really good. That's like a GPS guide, and it gets updated with hikers' notes along the way, so that's really good, but overkill for a lot of people. And the AT weather app's really good, so you just type in the mile number you're at, and it gives you a list of shelters, and it returns the weather forecast for those shelters. That's great.
And that's called the AT Weather app?
AT Weather is a free app you can get off your app provider.
And what's the best trail guide that you recommend? Is it an app that you get? Is it a book? Is it a PDF file?
So it's the most common one was AWOL guide, which I used and was great. It's better than the old AT.
And that gets updated each season, or how's that?
Each year. It comes in a Northbound and a Southbound variety. I had the Northbound because I'm an idiot for the Southbound, but it's really good. Gives you all the elevation, gives you information about towns. It comes as a physical book, or I just used the PDF the whole way and had it downloaded to my device on Google Drive or whatever, and that was good.
All right, so part of the things I'm hearing is you had AWOL. That's an app that you can use. There's a weather shelter app for each. It gives you the weather of each of the shelters if you want to do that. And is there another? Guthook, and
that's expensive. That's
okay.
Like
that one's a paid for. And real quick, again, what was that one?
It's like $60, and that is GPS real time tracking where you are.
That tracks where you are. So those three easily hike to Northbound, Southbound, either way.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if you point out Southbound, but I heard tells that Southbound you're not quite given the recognition as you go Northbound. Is that true as far as blazing and stuff like that?
In places you feel a little bit, you don't want to overplay it.
Okay.
The Sobo Lives Matter movement is perhaps not in the best taste, or might be a little bit.
But if you do head southbound, it's the blazes are not quite oriented to your direction.
I had just in the
it's a little more rugged going south. I guess
in the last 4 miles yesterday, I found I got lost on the trail
to Summoning Springer.
To get to Springer because there was a sharp change which was blazed for northbounders but not southbounders, but mostly you're fine. You're not going to get very lost on the AT, but what you will find is the timings going southbound, a lot of services will shut by the time you get there. So places that advertise, motels that advertise free shuttles, they will tell you that's only for March and April.
Okay.
In some places.
Yeah, and I know you were telling me the other day free cake is for through hikers, but it's not for all southbounders. So all we're trying to get across is be careful if you go southbound. Once you're out of the main thoroughfare of hikers, some of the services may be shut. But each year, it seems as the trail exists, services are getting more and more. And from 2003, when we did it, to 2007, it's definitely easier, if you want to say, as far as resupplying, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's minor quibbles. There's plenty of services for any normal.
And this is coming from someone who, again, has hiked in Australia, Wales, and done the Pacific Crest Trail. All right, quickly finish up. We got this gear behind us. It's a little bit smelly, but what kind of gear can you briefly tell us? Would you recommend, not recommend, that kind of thing?
AT is not very fussy about what gear you take. You can make anything work. You're better off not carrying too much, but at the same time, it's probably not worth spending, in my mind, thousands of dollars on the latest Cuban fiber and all that, when that's money you could spend on motel rooms and good food. I carry the same kind of gear we've been carrying since about 2003. Frameless pack. This one's Mountain Laurel Designs. Good pack. Tarp. A lot of people used hammocks. Hammocks seemed great. I didn't really understand why people use tents so much, but hammocks seem really good on the AT. Tarp worked great. An inflatable pad, trail runners, 30-degree bag, doesn't matter if it's down or synthetic, whatever's not too heavy. Oh, quilt is best. There's some great ones out there. I used a stove, but more and more people going stoveless now. Okay.
And what kind of weight would you? When are we pushing over our limit? Is 10 to 15 pounds? That's just gear alone. After that, where it's really excessive for the AT, because there's literally a shelter.
Yeah. You can make anything work. So mine is probably I don't obsess about these things. Mine's probably about 12-pound base weight, and that's but like
under 20 pounds is easy.
Yeah, the real hardcore going down to 7 pounds, but like it's not worth it.
But since 2003 to now, everyone should be able to, for pretty easy, get down to 20.
20 without
around
struggling,
the 20 pounds,
and that's carrying enough luxury.
You're gonna sweat on the AT. That's out of all the trails we hike. That's one of the sweats. I don't know if you know, but can you tell us the difference between the AT and all the other trails you've hiked around the world? Is there something different about the AT, the Appalachian Trail, that makes it the Appalachian Trail?
The sheer number of people, the history, and the services and everything, and the trail towns, defined trail towns. You don't get that many other places. It's also the most, of all the trails I've hiked, it's the most physically demanding in terms of climbing and of the footing up north anyway. The roots and rocks in Maine and New Hampshire, and the steepness, that's much more than you get on the PCT or any of the other trails I've been on.
All right, well, congratulations. He's now done 2 Thru hikes. I know you literally just finished yesterday, but do you have future plans? Is that a question we can ask right now?
I'm going to eat cake and go to work.
He's going to eat cake and go to work. I appreciate you hanging out with us today. I hope you guys know a little bit more about what it's like from an expert that's done the Appalachian Trail in the year 2003 and the year 2017. Any final thoughts that you can share with us?
None at all.
All right. Well, you guys, thanks so much for watching. Comment. Let us know if you have any other questions.